Hello everybody, this is St. Charles. It is Sunday the 30th of March 2025. Today I'm going to start with the FTSE AIM All Share Index, and this is one that we've covered off. We thought we were going to get a sort of reversal play in that blue box zone, which it hasn't. It's sort of continued down, so it's sort of created this channel down here, and it sort of hit the bottom, and we've had a bit of a bounce up. And for me, hopefully we can see a bit more of a return of money coming into these small caps. I mean, they've been downbeat for so long, haven't they? And for me, hopefully we can keep the bull momentum behind us. We can see the index trading up towards this red box zone up here at 820 to 859. And I'm just going to switch to the weekly. And for me, this one here, I think that, we've had this massive sort of spike up, didn't we, during the COVID period there, and we went all the way up to 1300. We've had a massive correction all the way back down, almost back down to the COVID lows, haven't we? Just absolutely crazy. But for me, if we can get the bit more bull power, I don't see why we can't see another leg up. And for me, that would give us this red box zone up here at 1410 to 1611, and which is, that'd be all-time highs, wouldn't it? That'd be absolutely fantastic. And who's to say that can't happen? There's a load of miners and things in mining companies and the FTSE AIM All Share Index. Obviously, a lot of other companies as well. But commodities are flying high. Big caps are sort of collapsing. And hopefully we're going to see a bit of that money flowing through into the smaller companies. Fingers crossed, see how we go. Next one I'm going to do is tin, and I'm just going to switch to my tin chart over here, one I prepared earlier. And this one is one where I said that, if we can break this sort of 36,000 level and hold above, we're going to be shooting up to this red box zone here at 45,819 to 50,864, which is going to be superb for tin miners, because on Friday we smashed it and held above. So for me, that's now an active target. I should have made that blue, shouldn't I? And what for me is going to be really interesting here is, we've got this leg up here and sort of there, and if we can smash this prior high here at 48,900 level, we're going to see all-time highs into this red box zone up here, 56,229 to 66,742, which would be absolutely astonishing for those tin miners that we've got. And I'm just going to flip to another chart before I go on to the 3 tin mining companies that I'm aware of on the AIM listed shares, is this here. And I've done a comparative thing here, so I'll just get rid of that. And as you can see here, historically, if I just make that like that, you can see here, I've only got ATM and Cornish Metals here, one SN I haven't included because there's not enough trading history to include the prior spike up in tin prices. But as you can see where tin sort of went up to this sort of level here, you had ATM smashing the highs there, Cornish Metals almost joining the party. But then since then, we've sort of had a decline. ATM had a bit of a boom up here for some unknown reason. Obviously, there's some sort of excitement there. But since then, tin price has risen. Pretty much, Cornish Metals is right down there. ATM's had a bit of a, better run only of late, but it's got an awful lot of catching up to do, hasn't it? So one would hope that the bulls are going to step in on these tin plays, and we're going to see some sort of run over the next few weeks or months. So fingers crossed. It's going to be very exciting to watch. So talking of that, let's go straight to the first one. I'm going to do Cornish Metals, and we've done a couple of interviews with Cornish Metals. The last one was very good, where we talked about the impact of a rising tin price on the financials for Cornish Metals, and they're not far away from going into production. So they've raised money just recently, I think 48 million, something like that. The UK Wealth Fund dipping into that for around 28 million, 29 million, something like that. So worth doing some research. But for me, short term, I'm expecting this one, as long as we can hold above this 7.42 pence level, to go up to this red box zone here at 12.25 to 13.55. And if we can keep the bull momentum going, going, and on the weekly chart I've got sort of 28.3 to 34.6, and as you can see before, where we had that big rise in tin price, that's the sort of reaction that we got from investors. So right from those there, 8 pence went all the way up to 30 pence. So who's to say that won't happen again? Looks very good. There's a lot of news out from the company over the next few months. It should be a good one to put on your watch list or do some research. ATM is my next one, and this one we called really well, didn't we? We called in for this blue box zone here when we were at about 4.5, 5 pence, I think it was, and we got a reaction out of that blue box, and as you can see there, we sort of hit 4.4 pence, had a bit of a pullback, but for me, I think that, I've got a blue box there that if we can sort of hold above this 3.1 pence level, we should break this prior high at 4.4, should go to at least 5.78 to 6.52, but I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in this bigger red box zone up here, and for me, if we can break this prior high here at 8.7, should bring us trading up to basically 11 pence to 13.2, who knows, probably higher. But as you can see, it's had some absolutely fabulous runs in the past, so who's to say that won't happen again, especially with tin price going on an absolute monster run and making new all-time highs. Fingers crossed. So ones to keep an eye on. 1SN is my next one. I've never covered this one off before. If I can get that, it's not worked, has it? 1SN. And this is another tin play which isn't talked about very much. And for me, if we can break this prior higher at 7.75, should bring us up to this red box zone here at 8.55 to 9.65. I just checked, see whether I've got something on the weekly. Actually, I haven't, but as you can see here, its all-time high was, when it came onto the market, it was listed at 31 pence. And who's to say that we don't sort of, that's a wave 1 and we get a 2 and we could get a 3 easily up to there, a 4 and, and a 5, make our way all the way back up, sort of making a nice bowl shape. But, let's get to the red box first and see what happens with that one. But, hopefully all these tin plays can now get a bit more interest than what they've seen over the last few years. Next one I'm going to do is Crude Light, and this one here is I've got a blue box reversal zone. I said before that we've sort of broken this low down here, and we've smashed it sort of when on the 5th of March. I was a bit cautious that might be a bit of a bear trap, which was right, so another great call, but for me, I've got a blue box reversal zone here at sort of 69.4 to 70.3. It's on an hourly chart, so it's not a great setup. It's not something I'll be trading, but for me, I think we're going to see a bit more of a corrective move, and I wouldn't be surprised to see oil traveling all the way down to this, sort of break that prior low again and see trading down to this 60.2 level, something like that, before we see another reaction to the upside. But one for me to watch. Next one I'm going to do is GKP, which has actually been on a tremendous run, hasn't it, of late, and if I can just get that up, I've sort of lost my chart there, haven't I? But for me, I think that we're going to see probably trading somewhere up here to probably 290. It's probably touching 300 pence level if the bulls can break this prior high here at 234. I don't know what's happened to my chart there, but it still looks pretty good. GKP. Next one I'm going to do is copper, because this is another interesting one. And hopefully that's better. I've got my chart back. So this one for me, we said that we thought we were going to before we thought we were going to see a bit of sellers in this blue box, which was correct. And we've gone on to go and smash this prior high at 517, which for me, I've always been bullish. This has always been an active target here at $6.18 to $7. But for me, that's the start of this leg up, and that is the next point of call. So I think copper plays should be back in fashion. We're going to see that sort of a wave 1, if we get that to work, 2, 3 and a 4 and a 5. That's how I see it. It says there's got to be a 5-wave move here. We've only had 3, and I don't think that's the finish of a wave 3. So for me, copper looking really good. So heading towards that blue box zone, $6.18 to $7. Next one I'm going to do is GSCU, because I think this is a bit of a copper play, or probably a gold play. I don't know. Actually, I should have really looked at that. But this is one where we gave this red box target, which was correct. And that worked. And we gave this all the way down here, didn't we? We 1.3 pence. And I think we tipped it before, or I said back in September. It's a penny that we thought it would go all the way to 4p. You can look at our podcasting history for that. And for me, absolutely spot on call. And then we said that, we thought that from down here, we should be trading back up into this red box zone here at 4.8, 5.3, which we saw on Friday. So for me, I think we're going to see a bit of a corrective move here. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But for me, I'd like to see sort of a bit of a corrective move. And then, if we can go on to smash this high, I don't see why we can't be trading up to sort of 7-8 pence level, but we shall see how that one plays out. Next we're going to do is EEE, because I think this is a copper play, but I could be wrong there. But for me, this one here, I said that if we could break out of there, that it would hit this red box. We were seeing a bit of turbulence, but I think that that's going to be short-lived, and I think we can go on to smash this prior high at 14.5 level. Hold above that is going to see us trading into that red box zone there at 19.2 to 22.9 pence. So that's Empire Metals looking pretty good. Next one I'm going to do is Spire Resources, and this is a small, tiny market cap. So I don't think the volume's too brilliant on it. It's higher risk play. But for me, I had that blue box reversal zone, which I think we highlighted before at 0.868. We've seen a bit of a reversal to the upside. Copper is breaking out, so hopefully we can see a bit of money trickle down to these small caps, and we should see hopefully a couple of ways to the upside. So sort of a 1, 2, and a 3. Even if we get to 2 pence or 2.5 pence, that would be superb return on the money, wouldn't it? But as I say, higher risk, so be careful. Next one I'm going to do is CRTX, and this one here is, for me, it's had absolutely superb run there, hasn't it? But I think if we can break above this sort of trend line here and hold above, I don't see why that can't make hopefully a run towards that red box zone there at 31.6 to 38.6. Clearly you need to do some research, because I don't know anything about it, but ideally want something which got news coming out, hopefully good news that's going to produce the balls to step in and head towards that upper red box target. So if there's some drill news, I don't know anything about it. It's not drills, it's therapeutics, isn't it? So it's definitely not drilling news, but it's got to have something to drive the price higher, and I don't know what that is, but worth doing some research, because that's potentially a couple of bags. The next one I'm going to do is Rainbow Rare Earths, RBW, and this is one where it's fallen outside of my blue box reversal zone, hasn't it? But it's sort of finding support there. For me, if we could break above sort of 10.5 pence, hold above, and then smash this prior high at 13 pence, should see us trading it up to 15 to 16.2 pence. But obviously we want to hold above this 8.5p level. We don't want to see trading below there. So that's Rainbow Rare Earths. We did an interview with George, worth tuning in and having a listen to that as well. ECO is my next one. And if I just get that up, and this is one that we called, I think, last week, and we said, there's in the blue box reversal zone, so those who took the trade should be in profit already. It's struggling just to, it's popped its head out of the box, but not quite held it. But I'd like to see, a couple of more blue candles, and if we can get some good news out of Echo, we could hopefully see trading up to this red box zone here at 16.05 to 18.35. So worth, again, doing some research, see what news is going to come out to hopefully drive the price higher. Next one I'm going to do is Brez, and this one is just baffling. This one, I don't know why it keeps on getting smashed by sellers, but it's in that blue box reversal zone here. It's right at the bottom of the box at sort of 3 pence level. It's had a good blue candle on Friday. Hopefully that can continue. And for me, the target here would be this, sort of break above. It needs to hold above this sort of level here, doesn't it? But hopefully we can see trading into this red box zone, which would be the next obvious leg for it at 7.78 to 9.08 pence, maybe higher, who knows. The next one I'm going to do is SPI, and this one I don't think I've covered off for a long time, but for me this is in a blue box reversal zone at 183.4 to 168.4. I don't know what's caused this big spike down, because again I've not researched it, but it's sort of dropped down there. But as a setup, it looks pretty good. So the 168 58 pence level looks pretty good as an entry. And if it can go on and smash this prior high at sort of 268, should then see us trading into 386 to 445. I think there's a naughty candle there from the market makers, but we'll ignore that. I think that's fake trading, just to try and trap some bulls. But for me, we might only see a couple of waves higher here. Could just see a 1, 2 and a 3. But, hopefully if we can go on to smash this prior high with some good news, we'll see all-time highs at that 386 to 445. So that's SPI. TLY is my next one. And this one was a great call. We gave it last week again, didn't we? We gave it as a gap play and said, targeting this 6.5 level. And we've seen some good spikes up, or some good blue candles. It's sort of find a bit of resistance there. But for me, if that can keep its way going, I don't see why we can't fill that gap at 6.5 pence and then reassess it, because a lot of traders will be exiting at that gap level. Next one I'm going to do, and my last one for today, is GEX. And this is the one which we gave again last week. We said it needs to break out of my funny triangle there, which it did. And we've seen some, so that was sort of 6.5 pence level. We saw it trading up to 9.5 pence during the week. And if the bulls can continue, I don't see why we can't proceed trading into this red box zone here at 14.06 to 16.82, where I expect a lot of sellers to step in. So that's GEX, and that's me for Sunday. Hopefully going to do a podcast for tomorrow for those who've given me chart requests. Have a great weekend.